Okay, so welcome to our Tuesday meditation, and our theme today is harmlessness, and will be our theme for the week with different groups and people during the week as well, conversations that we will have. So I invite you to invite your earthly vehicle to come to rest. Allow your physical, emotional, and mental bodies to come to rest. And we are going to rest in our full awareness. And this is different to the rest that we get at night. This will also be renewing and rejuvenating, like our rest at night is. And it will have a different quality about it. It'll have a quality of greater choice in the moment and a greater quality of being present. So being at rest when you are asleep, you are not present. Being at rest when we are here in meditation is rest while present. And this can be more evolutionarily valuable, evolutionarily valuable to you. Because with awareness and choice and free will, we can guide our earthly vehicle towards a greater state and condition of quality, a higher quality condition. And this largely constitutes one of the key mechanisms by which we evolve. Maybe the key mechanism, maybe the only mechanism. Learning to guide our earthly vehicle so that it maintains a state and condition which allows us to choose wisely in every moment. It allows us to take in our environment without being emotionally disturbed by the environment. It allows us to understand our world and ourselves in a better way, a more constructive way. So breathe your way into the meditation. If your mind is busy, if your mind has already wandered away from my words, bring your mind back to you. If your mind has taken some words and run off on a tangent, perhaps this is the moment to bring it back and to be fully present and to begin to slow down your breath, to increase the length of the out-breath in relation to the in-breath. Double is fine, double the length. And sometimes we can count those to ourselves. 1, 2, in, 1, 2, 3, 4, out. Or your count maybe 1, 2, 3. We all have a particular tempo or way of doing this that is our own. And gently deepen Your breath into the abdomen. And encourage those energies that come down from above your crown via your spiritual channel, and they flow down through your crown chakra, and they meet the brow chakra in the center of the head, and they meet the throat chakra, and they meet the heart chakra, and the solar plexus, the sacral chakra, the base chakra, the base of the spine, and then flow out down through our Earth star and on into the energetic network of the Earth. And this is consciousness. This is quality. This is high vibration material. So on our in-breath, we see this flow right down our spine and out below our feet. And this conditions our chakras. We are looking for balance within that system. We are looking for an even illumination of the chakras. For a long period of time, the higher chakras are not very bright. They are quiescent. And then slowly they become activated through the natural progression of our development towards being a soul-centered being. So as we adopt the qualities of unconditional love and non-judgment, non-attachment, and we act with courage and care and love for all, these energy centers naturally become brighter and come in line. The higher centers become active and they interact with the lower centers increasingly on our long journey. And this is natural. We don't have to force this. We create this development in our energetic nature by striving to be and acting in a soul-centered way. And these energy centers will activate in their own good time. And so sometimes it is important not to try and force these things. And this is an act of harmlessness towards ourselves. There are some methods and mechanisms on the planet whereby we can cause ourselves some temporary difficulty in our energetic makeup. And this may last several lifetimes, several incarnations. So having a sense of harmlessness towards ourselves is also valuable. If we allow it and if we hold to the higher quality principles, then our energetic nature will follow. Energy follows thought. Higher quality thought creates higher quality actions, which creates higher quality material in our earthly vehicle, which attracts further development, further opportunities for development. and so on and so on, to allow your earthly vehicle to come to peace. Feel the peace within yourself that you would have the whole planet feel. Each contribution of peacefulness from each human that manages this contributes to the overall development and growth of peace on the whole planet. So know the value of what you do as an individual. Feel peace. Feel some warmth about that. Feel some sense of connecting to the externalization of God's plan, because that's what this is. If we find personal peace, which creates some degree of development with us and which transmits a peacefulness to others, which leads them forward along a more peaceful path, then we are doing beautiful work regarding the externalization of God's plan, which the hierarchy guides us through, helps us with, supports us. So Father, Mother, God, creator of all things, we ask for blessings on this meditation to contemplate and create within us and embody a greater degree of harmlessness. We know from the information that we've been given by the hierarchy the importance of harmlessness as a foundational energy or state within us. And we welcome all those beings of the light from all the places, times, dimensions, and realms that are considering our meditation, and the people that are here and the people that may be listening later on. We are most grateful for the presence of any being of the light that senses an opportunity to contribute to the earth, to God's plan through us, either as a meditative collective or as the individuals that are meditating. This is a beautiful system in the hierarchy. All of the ambassadors for God on the higher realms, right up to the divine consciousness itself. All of these are looking for opportunity to help humanity externalize God's plan of enduring peace on earth, to create one aspect of heaven on earth, to create a significant and substantial outpost of the soul kingdom living on earth in physicalness, in manifestation. Know that the hierarchy is looking for these opportunities, and we welcome them. And in this, we are aligning our will with the will of God. This develops our evolutionary condition contributes to the evolution of others, and fulfills some of the tasks of humanity within God's plans. To contemplate harmlessness. Harmlessness is a principle that we can carry, that we can adopt. From a karmic perspective, we are choosing to intentionally minimize the possibility of, in some way, restricting the evolution of others through our actions, whether our actions are intended to be loving or have a more selfish aspect. Harmlessness. The more selfish we are, the less harmlessness we will most likely express. Although I don't think that's a solid law. There will not be a 100% outcome. But the tendency will be the more selfish, the less harmless, the more selfless, the more harmless. So karmically, this is a good thing, and it will support the evolution, the more expedient evolution of more people, including ourselves. So today I'm going to use a couple of readings in our meditation. And so these are words from the hierarchy. These are a part of the rules for aspirants and disciples who are moving forward towards the path of initiation. And they compromise, or they are composed of the underlying principles that allow us to attain higher points of spiritual evolution in our context. So I quote some words. Harmful magnetic conditions as the result of man's wrong handling of force are the causes of evil in the world around us, including the three subhuman kingdoms. The subhuman kingdoms being the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, and the animal kingdom. How can we as individuals change this? By the development in ourselves of harmlessness. Therefore, study yourself from this angle. Study your daily conduct and words and thoughts so as to make them utterly harmless. Set yourself to think those thoughts about yourself and others, which will be constructive and positive, and hence harmless in their effects. Study your emotional effect on others, so that by no mood, no depression, and no emotional reaction can you harm a fellow man. Remember, in this connection, violent spiritual aspiration and enthusiasm, misplaced or misdirected, may quite easily harm a fellow man. So look not only at your wrong tendencies, but at the use of your virtues. If harmlessness is the keynote of your life, you will do more to produce right, harmonious conditions in your personality than any amount of discipline along other lines. So, the Tibetan here in Alice Bailey's book, A Treatise on White Magic, is quite clear about the importance of harmlessness within the development of our personality towards soul expression, towards soul contact, our own soul contact. And be very clear on this, that misguided spiritual aspiration and enthusiasm can very easily harm a fellow person. And this is where wisdom is so important. Wisdom, the higher correspondences that exist within our own soul, which are contactable over time, over incarnations, over the long journey of our personality on the earth plane. We slowly increase contact with this wisdom. This wisdom gives us an understanding of the mechanisms by which we all evolve and change and become more soul-centered. This wisdom is encapsulated in knowledge of the structure of what we are, the truth of what we are, and what we are here to do and be. And it's encapsulated in the difference between people on that journey. And harmlessness involves an appreciation of all the different types of people there are and all the different evolutionary moments they are in and all the different karmic moments they are in. Harmlessness asks us to be cautious, to be considerate, to maybe contemplate and consider before we speak, before we act, so that we give ourselves time to access the wisdom required to understand that what we believe is good for someone else may not be. May not be. Only we are asked by the hierarchy, by God, to try, to attempt to understand all others and then act. in ways according to our purpose, if we can begin to find our purpose, we're being asked to act in ways that are considerate of unplanned consequences that may occur as others see our actions or hear our words. The further we go, the greater our responsibility to take care. And so the greater our requirement, a requirement that is held by the hierarchy for us to act with harmlessness, increasing levels of harmless wisdom, or wisdom that leads to harmlessness. And so I read from the same book, another short section. Meditate, contemplate on these words. These are words from God. These are the words of the hierarchy to humanity to help us understand how to become a better aspirant, and then a disciple, and then a better disciple, and then an initiate, and then a better initiate, so that we may fulfill what God has asked us to do on earth as a collective and an individual. So I quote, "Harmlessness brings about in the life caution in judgment, reticence in speech, ability to refrain from impulsive action, and the demonstration of a non-critical spirit. So, free passage can be given to the forces of true love and to those spiritual energies which seem to vitalize the personality, leading consequently to right action." So contemplate what the Tibetan is saying here. If we practice harmlessness, so we have caution in judgment, reticence in speech, the ability to refrain from impulsive action, and the demonstration of a non-critical spirit, if we do these things, we actually free up the pathways which carry those spiritual energies and which carry the forces of true love that help in the greatest and most complete way according to God's plan. Harmlessness creates pathways for that which is divine, for that which is soul-centered. So contemplate the greater the level of wisdom that we have, that we seek to understand, that we seek to access, the greater the level of this wisdom, the greater the degree of harmlessness. And so the greater the pathways for the most beautiful, high vibration and high quality soul love, true love, and the energies and consciousness of soul. These pathways are opened up, so the greater the capacity of the individual to receive, to recognize, and then to act upon higher quality expressions of love and wisdom. and divine intent, harmlessness. Contemplate what the sudden outbreak of harmlessness would do for the earth at this time. Imagine what that might do for the lives of so many people who are suffering in conflicts which come from a lack of harmlessness, which are born of a lack of desire or understanding to move into a state of harmlessness and embody harmlessness. So follow the Tibetans' suggestions. Make a note. Pay attention at the end of every day. Do a review. Did I apply all the wisdom that I have access to? Whether or not I am divinely inspired and have a degree of sense of divine purpose, have I contemplated fully what somebody else may do as a result of my loving intent? The further we go, the greater the divine power we wield, the greater the responsibility. This is clear from the hierarchy. This is not designed to induce fear, this is designed to induce wisdom. And the courage to move forward. Rather than shrink back in fear from what our gifts may inadvertently do. This is just a model and a way and a method to ensure that we can act with courage and love for the good of all and attain the greatest outcomes for our effort, for our intent, for our love. And we are most beautifully supported in this. So always ask your soul for support, for guidance, for wisdom, for higher levels of consciousness, sparks of inspiration. Always ask and be ready to receive. This is the most beautiful system and place that we live, that we have been asked to help to evolve. We've been asked to help to evolve the whole planet. Some people are focused on people, some people are focused on the animal kingdom, some people are focused on the plant kingdom, some are focused on the mineral kingdom. Some take a all-over broad view. Some are anchors for higher energies from the soul kingdom. It is good for all of us, regardless of the field within which we work, to consider that we fit within a most elegant and beautiful system, and that we have been working hard for a very long time to get to where we have. And so I encourage all of us to honour the effort, your own effort up until this point, and honour the effort of all others up until this point by completing our task, by creating in time heaven on earth, by being all that you can be as a soul, all that you can be as a personality before you become a soul-centered being. And let harmlessness be a part of your way, your method, your path. So I thank those beings of the light for being with us, for supporting us, considering our meditations, and particularly this one. Let us all together as a oneness fulfill what it is that humanity's come here to fulfill by being our beautiful little aspect of that whole system. Father, Mother, God, creator of all things, thank you for the presence of these sacred children of God. I'm always happy to see them, always happy to share what it is that you can bring to us, what it is that you inspire us to do as individuals and as a collective. We honour the divine in all. Thank you.